Welcome back to another Anchor Update. I'm your host, Brody Burgon.
And I'm Tim. Today's top stories. Firefighters in Lincoln are being praised for their efforts in animal rescue. Warwick police are selling patches to assist a child battling leukemia. And an update on the Cranston stabbing suspect. Before we get to that, let's send it over to Tim with sports.
Anchor family, what is good? Hope you guys had a terrific spring break. I'm Tim Yeen, and this is your Anchor TV sports recap. In a preliminary note, women's lacrosse team had 4 of their games canceled over the spring break. Their results will not be covered. Now, let's open up with gymnastics as they took part in the 2025 NCGA East Region Championships. Congratulations to Olivia Keys on being named NCGA Region Gymnast of the Year for the 2nd straight year, capturing first place titles on floor and the all-around of the process. Congratulations to freshman Aaliyah Krause on being named NCGA Region Rookie of the Year. She earned all-region honors with a 6th place tie in vault, 2nd place tie on floor, and a 5th place finish in the all-around. And one final congratulations to head coach Monica Mezales-Nasi on being named NCGA East Region Coach of the Year. It's the 3rd time in her career being named. For the track and field teams, they headed over to Roxbury, Mass. to begin the spring break weekend in the NEIC AAA Championships. 5 athletes received all NEIC AAA honors in the event. Junior Brandon Moda with a 4th place finish in weight throw. Sophomore Gabe DeSumi with a 4th place finish in long jump. Sophomore Will Schiller a 6th place finish in the 400 meter. Senior Garrett Jones with a 7th place finish, in the triple jump, and Samantha Sainristel with her 2nd place finish in the weight throw. Sainristel will go on compete in the NCAA D3 Women's Indoor Track and Field Championships on Friday the 14th, placing 18th in the weight throw. On to the next topic. Matthew Kelly's season and career wrapped up in the NCAA Wrestling National Championship for D3 on Friday the 14th, having gone 1-2 in the tournament at the Amica Mutual Pavilion. It was Kelly's 2nd career national championship appearance. He finishes his season with a 23-3 record. Now for the long haul. The baseball team took a spring break trip to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, finishing 6-2 on the week. Here's a rapid-fire recap. In order, 7-2 and 5-1 victories over Stevenson University. The day after, on Saturday, a 7-5 loss versus Wittenberg University. On Sunday the 9th, a 6-2 loss followed by an 11-1 bounce-back win in a doubleheader matchup against Manhattanville University. On Tuesday, a 5-4 dub against the University of Olivet, a 17-6 win against Penn State York on Wednesday, and finally, a 28-1 domination of New England College to cap off the South Carolina vacation Thursday. No games on the weekend for the Anchormen, however, as their doubleheader at home versus Rivier was canceled. It wasn't just the baseball team out of New England. The softball team went a little farther down south to Florida to play their opening stretch of the season during spring break, finishing 4-4 to round out their first 8 games. Here's their rapid-fire recap. A 9-4 loss against Northwestern and a 7-3 dub over Wentworth on Saturday. Sunday, a 6-3 and 3-1 losses against Ohio Northern and Wittenberg respectively. On Monday, they were able to clear out Keene University 6-5 in extra innings and Washington College 4-1. And capping off their week in Florida for the Anchor women, an 8-5 loss against North Central College, followed by a 4-3 win against Montclair State on Wednesday. In their returning doubleheader in Boston, they dominated over Simmons University, notching 6-0 and 9-1 wins on Saturday. Finally, we finish off with men's tennis as they opened up their season on Saturday the 15th with a 5-2 loss against Wentworth. Freshmen Travis Chartier and Kyle Neuendorf both won their singles matches. That was a lot in such a little time we had with each other. On next week's edition, the whole shebang. More baseball and softball, more tennis, now more lacrosse. Track team heading down to Myrtle Beach for the Shamrock Invitational, and some more gymnastics action from St. Peter, Minnesota. Gymnasts from Rick making their way to the land of 10,000 lakes for the NCGA National Championship on the upcoming weekend. This is being recorded. Tim Heen for Anchor TV. Back to you guys at the table.
Thanks, Tim. Now let's send it over to Reagan with weather.
Thanks, Tim. It's sunny. I'm Reagan Gould. Back to you, Brody.
Thanks, Tim.
Now, let's head over to Kelsey and Eliza with Rhode Island College campus news.
Softball begins our week with back-to-back games with Hudson University at 12 and 2. Beginning Monday and running through the week, there will be a scavenger hunt on campus hosted by the Unity Center in support of Trans Day of Visibility. Students who participate will learn about famous trans individuals and trans history while having the opportunity to win an Amazon gift card. On Monday the 24th, Dr. Michaela Mariel Lemonick Arthur, a sociology professor, will be here lecturing on higher education and social change. This event will be in Alger 110 at 4 p.m. with a reception to follow. Women's lacrosse will play against Suffolk University at 4 p.m. On Tuesday the 25th, the baseball team will play an away game against Bridgewater State University at 3:30 p.m.
Thursday the 27th will be a busy day for sports. The baseball team will be playing away at Wheaton College at 3:30 p.m. Men's tennis will take on Suffolk University at 3:30 p.m. and the softball team will be playing against South Virginia. On Friday the 28th, the Unity Center is hosting a trip to the Queer Archive Works to tour the archives. This trip will also include the opportunity to make a zine, a form of queer art. Both men and women's track and field will be competing at the Black and Gold in the Invitational at 11 a.m. And women's lacrosse will play away at UMass Dartmouth. Finally, on Saturday the 29th, the baseball team will take on Keene State at 12. The softball team will host the University of Southern Maine at 1 p.m. and men's tennis will be away at Salem State University. That's all we have for you this week. Good luck, anchors. Back to you, Tim and Brody.
Thanks, Eliza. Now today's top stories. Lincoln firefighters arrived at a home off Old Lusquisset Pike Tuesday morning to find a heavy smoke coming from the back of the house. The homeowner alerted crews that the fire started in the basement. Firefighters quickly contained the flames, preventing them from spreading to the rest of the home. The basement sustained fire and smoke damage, but no injuries were reported. Crews rescued 12 chickens, a parakeet, and an iguana from the basement. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
The Warwick Police Department are selling a limited edition Recruit Training Academy patch to help make a young boy's dream come true. Proceeds will go to Children's Wishes to help send Ryan, a Warwick resident battling acute lymphoblastic leukemia, to Disney World. Each patch costs $20 and can be purchased at the Warwick Police Department or online. And finally, the Cranston stabbing suspect is now in custody. Police say 32-year-old Devin Tallow tried to break into a home while a man and his daughter were inside. Later, when confronted, he stabbed the homeowner 4 times with a butcher knife. 2 workers witnessed the attack and intervened, disarming and restraining Tallow until police arrived.
Officers tased Tallow after he resisted arrest. Both he and the victim were taken to the hospital. The victim is now stable. Tallow faces felony charges, including assault with a dangerous weapon and attempted breaking and entering. He also violated bail and probation from prior assault cases. That's all we have for today on the Anchor Update. But be sure to follow us on Instagram at AnchorTVRick.
Thank you everyone for watching. I've been Tim.
And I'm Brody.
And
we will see you next week.